Mr. Timer, sir. Our fourth and final contestant for this evening. He is Toastmaster Panagiotis Korelis. Toastmaster Panos, could you unmute yourself and show yourself, please?
I am here.
All right.
Yay.
So, friends, ladies and gentlemen, welcoming our fourth and final contestant for this evening, Panagiotis Korelis. Looking up. Looking up. Panagiotis Korelis.
In the opening scene, a young musician in Barcelona is setting up his keyboard, but not at his studio, rather on his balcony. And as he sits comfortably in front of the keys, he starts performing the theme to the movie Titanic. Na 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 na. Before you know it, a fellow musician picks up his saxophone and joins him from another balcony, and they start making music together. And not before long, all the neighbors join them on their balconies, and they're singing together. And those that cannot sing, they join in spirit. This is an expression of togetherness. It took the first person to find the humor in the situation, and that inspired others to follow suit, because to humorize means to humanize. Contest chair, fellow Toastmasters, in those times that we live in that seem to be taken straight out of a Stephen King novel, I am glad to share with you that things are looking up. We heard a good example of how things are looking up from the musician in Barcelona. Perhaps a better example would be to observe the sharing and caring that is taking place all around the world. Humans are helping other humans. Take Toastmasters, for example. How quick we were to manage change. How quick we were to help each other and establish online communities. How supportive we have been throughout, and how committed we are to each other and to what we believe in to keep doing that for as long as it takes. But perhaps the best example of togetherness that I have witnessed lately has been a global, coordinated round of applause for the doctors, the nurses, the medical professionals who have been sacrificing themselves for the benefit of all of us. Those are the unsung heroes of our times that have risen to a higher level of service. We are now together more than ever. As Aristotle, the ancient Greek philosopher, said, man is by nature a social being. Man is by nature a social being. We're all together in the same boat. And you might ask yourselves, what can I do to contribute so that we can be managing the unknown that we are facing, all of us together? A good idea would be to keep performing daily, random, local acts of kindness. As my friend Catherine, who posted on her Facebook account that she is willing to bring groceries all her neighbors that didn't have the possibility. And within 1 week, she had over 200 requests. So she is now established a group of volunteers to be helping out. Or perhaps like my experience in the supermarket the other day, where a petite lady asked me if I could perhaps reach on the top shelf and grab one of the last remaining double paper rolls, toilet paper rolls for her. And when I did so, giving the pack back to her, she smiled at me and nodded thank you. And then I asked her, darling, do you know why it is called TP? She looked at me in disbelief and said, well, it is toilet paper. I said, well, yeah, that as well. But for the most part, it has become totally precious. And that made her laugh. That made her laugh. I feel like I made her day because I humorized the situation. And perhaps most importantly, remember to smile. In the days we live in and the times we live in, where our need for human touch is challenged, remember to smile at each other with every chance you got. Fellow human beings, we shall overcome this, as others before us have even survived the Titanic. And our hearts will go on. If only we keep reminding ourselves and each other that things are looking up. Mr. Contest Chair.
Thank you very much, Toastmaster Panagiotis Korelis. Ladies